Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, here we are, November 4th, only 103 days away from the 2026 Daytona 500. I know the season just got over, but we have 103 days of off-season here, so why not count it down and profile the car numbers. Now, this week, up until Saturday, we're dealing with these triple-digit numbers, which did the last race in NASCAR in 1971 at the Motor Trend 500 at Riverside. The rule was changed in 1972 when Winston kind of took over as the Winston Cup era took over. A lot of changes during that time. One was the triple-digit numbers. One reason that I've read online why they got rid of the triple-digit numbers was the numbers were actually smaller on the car, harder to read for scoring, and as we progress in the spotters, and then we progressed into the electronic scoring and whatnot. So there's just a piece of history of NASCAR that doesn't really get talked about a lot as some of the stats back then. I know more modern day, we see how many wins the 11 has. We see how many wins this car number has, 43, etc., etc. And so I thought a great way to kind of profile that, just those car numbers, because we know that number 3 is dominated by Dale Earnhardt, the 43 dominated by Richard Petty, but there are other car numbers out there that had a multitude of historic wins, historic drivers behind it. Going to take a look at that during the off season. We have some time here, 103 days left. So, the car number 103. First race was February 10, 1952 at the Daytona Beach and Road Course. The final race was Wilkes 160, October 26, 1954. Only had 9 races. No wins, no top 5s, 1 top 10, 5 top 20s. Only 3 drivers ever drove the 103. That was George Gallup. He had 5 races, 1 top 10. He averaged 24.2 finish. Billy Minter, 3 races, average finish 24.3. Clyde Minter, 1 race, don't know if they're related. He finished 34th that day. Another reason I wanted to kind of go through some of these card numbers and talk about a lot of these NASCAR legends was due to the Dave Moody Speedway on XM Satellite Radio, his Unfiltered Legend Series. One of the questions, the very last question he asked everyone, we all won't make it off this earth alive. When you're, time has come and gone, how do you want to be remembered? And a lot of the different people have talked about different ways. This, what I've done here, what I've done here. One of my favorites was Richard Petty, and his just simple, the Richard Petty kind of answer, just that simpleness to it. It was like, I just want to be remembered. I'm like, there is so many drivers in NASCAR history that, due to, I'm not even going to say lack of success, but yeah, kind of, they only were there for just a little bit. Wasn't kind of the big names, wasn't the ones running up front, winning 7 championships and winning, 50 races, 60 races like we had Denny Hamlin do this year. They were just there. They showed up. What they did was kind of the foundation of the sport to have it to what we have today. I know a lot of people don't like what we have today, but I personally do, and I've done videos about it. I actually have one up what I would do for points, and it completely changes the points system completely. And you can do 2 avenues with my idea: one without playoffs, one with playoffs. I do like the playoffs. I think it does bring some type of excitement and drama to an era of the sport that, look back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, race 20 through race 30. Kind of that middle of the season where it's kind of like, ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. It's not the end. We're not talking about, even to clinching the championship yet, but it's not early on in the season where, you're kind of getting your ratings. It's kind of that midpoint where there's not a lot going on. And people weren't really tuning in some of those races. I know nobody watches today either, but whatever. Different video idea. But anyway, so I figured, we need to remember some of these legends of NASCAR who laid the foundation for the drivers of today. So card number 103, only 9 starts, the 3 drivers. As we count these down, especially when we get into Saturday, which would be 99 days, then we're going to get a lot more stats in all 3 major series and stuff. So, but today is 103. This is a little shout out to George Gallup, Billy Minter, and Clyde Minter. Their short time in NASCAR and the short-lived card number 103. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports show content.